Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushua, Ba'ashum, Rakach, Chodash, the bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, at Great Millstone, Ruel, tells his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there, preaching his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and the speckled bird, and want to say shalom. Hey, as the people in the world will say, ain't God good? Well, we say, ain't Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua good? Right? Because every time, everyone that comes up against the men of the Lord that the Lord has ordained, they end up getting confounded. They end up getting exposed. Right? Had that nigga Polite, right? Which, if I'm not mistaken, he was false accusing the elders, saying that they were doing some things, and then he got exposed for doing the very thing that he was false accusing of, right? And that's just judgment. And I believe he's in there for a long time, for the crime that he committed. And you best believe some booty warriors are going to be out there. All right. But you got your boy right here, Michael Brown. All right. One of the main dudes that come up against his truth, doing his lessons. Are the true biblical people? Are the Israelites truly black? And so on and so forth. All right. To put out that mass confusion, to pretty much spread forth even more the confusion of Christianity. Right. What we have out here in Christianity does not align with the Bible. Right. And so it's a beautiful thing, man. All right, don't be surprised if Vocab Malone is next and all his constituents are next. Don't be surprised. Hey, matter of fact, what was it, last year or the year before? Right, you had one of those women that was with Vocab Malone. If I'm not mistaken, Slakia, that was with Vocab Malone. And she ended up having brain cancer or brain tumor, something like that. She ended up passing away. Right? So keep on coming up against the men of the Lord and see what's going to happen, man. As you see right here, Michael Brown admits to lack of judgment as women accuse him of blank misconduct. All right? Sexual misconduct. Hey, what the hell, we just going to roll with it. I know YouTube a little sensitive. All right? But that reminds me of the scriptures. All right, as reading the book of Hebrews, though he sought it with tears, just roughly paraphrasing, the Lord ain't hearing you, man, right? Profane fornicator as Esau, Edom, there's no repentance, right? You come up with all your excuses, crying. Hey, the Lord ain't hearing that. And guess what? The men of the Lord ain't hearing that either, right? Don't say it's a lack of judgment. No, you knew what you was doing. Your empire's failing, right? Let's go ahead and get some scriptures. Luke 12 and verse 2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear in closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops, right? So even what you say or what you do, right, the Lord sees it all, and it's going to be made known, especially when you come up against the men of the Lord, which whether you know it or not, we are the Lord's mouthpiece, right? So you're going to be exposed. Sirach 23 verse 19. Such a man only feared the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, check this, are 10 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man and considering the most secret parts. The Lord sees everything that you're doing. All right. The Lord has his agents out there. All right. His angels out there. And seeing what you're doing. And you're going to get exposed. Right. And that also goes for us. to make sure we're maintaining our stance and standing 10 toes deep for the Lord, right? If you're doing anything that you're not supposed to do, you're not walking. If you're walking contrary to the spirit, and you better check your spirit, or you're going to get exposed or jacked up, right? And lots of, hey, it's good if you get jacked up and you still living, all right? You go into the scriptures, the Lord chastised those that he loved, right? So take that warning and correct yourself. Or the next time, you really gonna get it, right? This is let's go ahead and get it. Ecclesiastes or Sirach 33 verse 14. Good is said against evil and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly. All right. We have opposition for a reason, and also pushes us up further in the spirit. All right. We have lessons to make. They come out with their false doctrine, or they come up against us. We got lessons to make off of that. Free lessons. All right. But this is how the Lord set things up. Right. The two main characters of the Bible, whether you know it or not, Jacob and Esau and their families. All right. Right now, Esau Edom, he's the ruling class. He's the basis of base men. All right. And their kingdom is falling right before our very eyes. Slakia. The kingdom is falling right before our very eyes. And Jacob, right? We are the true descendants of Jacob. Right? I know, Mr. Michael Brown, you want to be the true descendants of the people, but you're not. Right? You're not. Right? Or pushing that Christian rhetoric, right? All nations do not have a part in the kingdom of heaven, as in rulership, right? Guess what? All nations is going to heaven, right? But whether you know it or not, heaven is rulership. You're going to have a ruling class, and you Edomites are going to be at the bottom, right? You're at the top now. Yeah, y'all are able to push out that false doctrine, that false image, right? And the Lord's about to bring you down, right? You're going to be the lowest of low. The Lord's going to lift up the house of Jacob, right? They're going to be a flame and a fire, and you're going to be stubble, Esau, Edom, right? So good is said against evil, right? Let's get this right here. 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 26. For ye shall see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, and not many mighty men, not many noble are called. But check this, right? Wouldn't Michael Brown be considered a wise man after this world, right? Wouldn't he be considered a wise man? Guess what? The Lord didn't call them. And you're Edomite, which we believe through the Spirit, you're Edomite as well, right? The Lord most definitely didn't call you, right? Verse 27, but power have chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise, and power have chosen the weak things of this world to confound the things that are which are mighty. You see that? By the men of the Lord, right? While you talk down upon us, try to hold to that lie that the people of the Lord look like Edomites, right? Which, don't get it twisted, there are people now that's going to come in looking like the other nations through the scattering, all right, through captivity, right? But for the most part, the biblical people look like so-called black people, right? And they hate that. They hate hearing that, man, right? They hate hearing that. Especially when Putin put out the images, right, showing that our people are the true people of the Lord. Guess what happened? Over here in Babylon, over there in the UK, other parts, they started burning their Bibles. They was extra mad about that, right? Extra mad about that. And so we're about to see these people really be confounded, right? They're really about to be confounded when they see truly, right? Because right now they can still scoff and laugh at us, but they're really going to see that the Lord is a so-called black man and he's coming for blood. They're going to be confounded when they don't see that white man with blonde hair and blue eyes in the sky. They're going to hate that. They're going to be like, who is this? 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 28. And the base things of this world and the things which are despised, all right, we're greatly despised. We're greatly despised. They hate us. They hate to see us flourish. They hate that this knowledge is out there on the four corners of the earth and it's tearing down strongholds. They hate that. And the things which are despised have power chosen, yea, and the things which are not to bring to naught the things that are, right? This Christianity movement is done, right? We're, through the Spirit of the Lord, we are bringing these things to naught. And it's really going to happen when Jacob's trouble pop off, because these Christians think that they're going to get beamed up before any trouble happens. And they're going to see the men of the Lord with their spiritual power. Right? When these nuclear missiles fall, they're going to see that what we've been saying is the truth. When they see the men of the Lord get beamed up, men of the Lord and the elect get beamed up. Psalms 22 and verse 5, they cried unto thee and they were delivered. They trust in thee and were not confounded. You trust in the Lord, you will not be confounded. Reminds me when you read in the book of Isaiah, the first chapter, if I'm not mistaken, just roughly paraphrasing, it says not to be scared of these people. If you're scared of them, you're going to be confounded. But if you come out there with great boldness, you're not going to be confounded, because when you come out there with great boldness, it shows that you trust and believe in the Lord, right? Best believe people can pick up on that. Me, speaking about my walk, first and foremost, speaking about my walk, when I first came into this thing, got this wisdom, started to get built up, and there was no one in my city, which wise thing is, if there's no one in your city, hit the brothers' pages up and go try to link up with them, see where they preach at, and get some wisdom that way as well. But, the Spirit of the Lord had it to where, I was getting built up in the Spirit. And I went out there on the highways and byways, started preaching this word, man. Right? That comes with a lot of boldness. It's not to, big yourself up, but it comes with a lot of trust in the Lord. Right? And the work had to be done. The Lord showed me signs in the heavens, saw a couple of chariots, man. Like, hey, I felt it through the Spirit. Like, hey, if you don't do this work, you're going to get confounded. You're going to get destroyed. Right? So I didn't want that to happen to me. So you had to come out with great boldness, because, speaking from experience, if you don't come out there with great boldness, you're going to fail. Right? That's why the Lord said, don't be scared of these people. You got the angels on your side. You got the Lord on your side, man. What you got to go out there and be scared for? You're not going to be confounded. Stand boldly, right? So once again, those that are getting built up in this truth, if there's no men out there in your city where you stay at, hit the brothers up. See where they preach at. Get the wisdom, see the movement, see how things are supposed to be done. Get built up that way, right? Or, just preach the word, make sure you're following the true doctrine, right? But still hit up the brothers, right? Still make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Let's get a couple more. We'll close out. Psalms 35 verse 4. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. You see? Whether he knows it or not, this man's doctrine, it wants us to be in gross darkness, right? Gross darkness. Not standing up for anything, but standing up for this white man, pushing his narrative, pushing his wine, right? Gross darkness like that, right? And Esau Edom is going to get geared up in these last days as well, and they're going to be coming after you, right? So they're going to be confounded. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion that divides my hurt. They come up against you, they're going to be confounded. This man and his congregation and those that follow after him, Vocab Malone is as well, they're going to be confounded. Psalms 40 verse 14, let them be ashamed and confounded together that seek after my soul to destroy it. Let them be driven backward and put to shame that wish me evil. All right. They're going to be confounded. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to see firsthand that what we've been saying is the truth. And this is why the Lord is having it as well right now in these last days, exposing their weakness, what they're doing behind the scenes, right? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. I said that's pretty much it. Yahweh desires an edifying lesson. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushua, Ba'ashum, Rakah, Chodash, the bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, at Great Millstone, Ruel, and Touch His Truth, and the Wah, Abba, Babar, Shalom.